Hello everybody, welcome back, Space Engineers. I made a very silly mistake with the sensors that I showed you in the last video. So I wanted to update you on that really quickly. So let's go ahead and show them on field. And show them on field. And then we'll just start them up. Go. Okay. So I had... Where's his up? This is his up. Okay, he's facing this way currently. Alright, so we had that sensor up. The tilt up one, right? That was going like really far above him. We don't really need that. I think it just needs to be high enough that if he's digging, like he is now, right? As long as any part that would normally pass over top of him enters that field, that will suffice, I think. And anything greater than that, even if there was asteroid above here, I think he should be able to go that way and basically do a backflip and make his way back out, assuming it doesn't like destroy off his back end doing so. So that's kind of, I lowered those down a lot, and we shouldn't, I don't think we'll get kind of what we got before, where something really up high was affecting his rotation, but not really, it didn't really need to be. The other mistake I kind of made, you can't see it now, but his forward sensor, which is the big rectangle below him, and his tilt down sensor, which is this upper rectangle, so this longer, kind of narrower one, where the other one is below it, but they extend to the same distance now. So what we had seen in the video last time, oops, is this on? Yeah, okay, it's on. Is my mobile base grav on? Yep. Way to waste power. Alright. So what we were seeing before was he was still detecting asteroid below him, I think, or no, he was detecting asteroid in front of him, so he wasn't trying to rotate down, but he wasn't detecting any asteroid below him or in front of him, so he wasn't moving forward. So he could see asteroid, but he was never going to get to it. So now if he could see it, if it's in range to not tilt down, then it's also in range to not turn off his thrusters, so he'll thrust towards it. If it's not in range for him to detect, then he's going to be tilting down to find something. So even if there's nothing directly below, as long as there's something within this distance below him, he should tilt down and eventually find it, and then continue on. So I think he's getting less likely to just get stalled out, I think. And I think he's working quite well. Someone mentioned in the comments a useful thing to do might be with the programmer block, have it set up to monitor his cargoes in a sense. So if he does fill up with ores, so like I think if we monitored his drills and anytime one of his drills reached maximum capacity, he shut down but continued to eject the ores. So that way he would, if he does fill up, he'll stop so he doesn't start destroying ores. And he'll wait until he's emptied himself out a bit, or completely, or maybe just wait till all the drills are empty, I'm not too sure. And then he could start up again. So I really like that idea. It might take a while to get that implemented, as I have no idea how to achieve it. But I really like the idea. So I would absolutely like to add that to Molar, so thank you for suggesting that. Oh, here we go, he's kind of screwing up a bit. I had some... I'll see if I can include a clip. I was using him, and while I was tweaking him, I experienced some of the messed up gravity again. Excuse me. So what it seems to be is once we get a really high item count, and probably about maxed out, which in our world is the 1024, I believe, the gravity just starts to act wonky, so it kind of breaks down. I don't know exactly what caused it, but it happened again. So the ores started moving in the wrong direction, and Molar got pulled into the asteroid. Though this time, I was actually sitting here when it happened. Oh, don't kill me! I almost dipped down too far. Yeah, I was sitting right here when we went into the asteroid. So I just rode him for a while, and I tried to see if I could get what I could do, or if I could get out, and eventually I just kind of suicided. And we tried to mine out back into the real world, and he vanished, unfortunately. As did I believe. But I'll show you a clip of that. And yeah, I'll see you after that, and we'll move on to something else. Alright, so here is, you're already watching the clip. I decided just to put that over the other footage, as it was more relevant to what I was talking about. But yeah, I ended up in there. There you can see where the previous molar died, his tunnel of death. But yeah, it seemed to be the ores just kind of pulled him in. Like they start moving. They got the physics on them breaks or something. And it's able to pull him through the wall and me with it. So here you can see I'm almost out. I'm so close. I was like, so close to salvation if I just keep trying. But there must have still been some ores that were somewhere on the ship. They kept building me back in. So I tried everything. I'm like, okay, ejectors off. Are the ejectors off? Yes, they're off. How about the connector? Connector's not spitting out. Why are there still ores around me? I don't want there to be ores around me. Let's turn off the gravity. Get all the gravity off. It's clearly gravity that's messing everything up. And then I'm kind of free to fly around, it seems. But there's a barrier still between this part of the asteroid and the actual inside. So we're kind of in a cavity almost, but we're not supposed to be able to get here. So you shouldn't really see the world like that. So then I line myself up and try to mine out, and yep, he's instantly gone. I try to see if I could see a piece of him. I think I could see some black armor there. Okay, welcome back. So we're gonna leave Molar here. I don't need to use him right now, so we'll turn him off. Let's turn his sensors off too, so they're not on the display anymore. Thank you. Alright, so yeah, it was a little weird. I had actually just saved, because I just tweaked his sensor settings. So I had saved kind of moments before that occurred. So I did end up just reloading the world so that I didn't have to rebuild him again. Okay. So yeah, this thing worked quite well. All of our iron ore is gone. It has been processed. And it has been converted into iron ingots. So that is great. And we're going to use some of those iron ingots right now. I've been making a bunch of steel plates. I think we will load Molar up with a bunch. Not Molar. Torchwing. Sorry, Torchwing. Yeah, didn't mean to call you Molar. I love you too. Just not as much. Yeah, okay. There we go. We'll keep both our welders. Oh. This can let me... I know why it's not working. I uploaded this to the workshop, or I published a blueprint of it. If you are interested in checking it out. I also kind of polished it up a little bit. Not much, but just finished some of the armor around it. But yeah, if you are interested in this, it is now available. You can get to my Steam workshop files via the link in my description if you're interested in checking it out. So yeah, it includes just this guy, and it doesn't have this bank of timers. I disconnected it, so it wouldn't be included. But what I ended up doing is he's currently disconnected from the station, and he's not touching anywhere. So he's kind of... his only connection point is this merge block. So now we can put him back. And I think I turned off his merge block, actually, didn't I? So I have to turn him on from here. So control, merge, pair bay. There it is. Turn it back on, and then we'll turn that connector on. On. And... lock. Lock, 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 lock. What's going on? We're not merged. Why aren't we merged? They're on. Maybe the other one's off? Alright, fine. Merge. It's only one merge block on the ship station? Which one is it? Is that you? Where's you? Yep. Is there no power to the station? What am I missing here? It's one of these dumb moments again. Interesting. Okay, but yeah, someone had requested this, so I figured I would quickly do some work on it. So that is what I did. Like, this thing doesn't have power because it's not connected, but the merge block doesn't need power to connect. I didn't think. But the other one's not green. I'm confused. Oh, the other one's not connected. Ah, I'm an idiot. Yeah. It didn't have power. No, no, it is connected. It's connected to the side of the connector. I'm an idiot. Alright, well, I don't know what's going on, guys. So, let me figure it out. Sorry. Sorry, Chip. Sorry. Sorry. That looked yellow. I thought it was yellow. Damn. Ta-da! Okay, so we at least have power on it now. But, I mean, that shouldn't be the problem, because, I mean, I just connected to it, and it had no power. So, for some reason, these guys are not cooperating. This guy's currently off. I'm going to turn it back on and maybe see what happens. I'm sure it's something silly, but I don't know what it is. No, it's still not. Still doesn't want to merge here, and I don't understand why. Yeah, Chip, really sorry about gutting your face like that. Sorry, thought it'd be fun to, you know, fly with you there. I don't think you had as much fun as I did, though. Yeah, I am so confused. Why don't you want to merge? Am I missing something completely obvious? Ownership is okay. I checked that. Everything is me. Me. I cannot figure this out for the life of me. Okay, well, yeah, I made a bunch of steel plates. Ooh, look at that, 28,000. Nice. Iron ingots. I had almost, 100? No, 1 million? Or 1,000K? That's a weird way to say that, right? I guess it would be a million. A million iron ingots, or 1 million kilograms worth of iron ingots is what I had. But now it's down to 600, so that's from making all those steel plates. So that's good. It seemed to take about 300 to make around 15,000, roughly. Okay, my next attempt is maybe that thing, like, does it need to be a ship to merge? Like, two stations can't merge together? So what happens... what happens if we convert to a ship now? Will that do the job? Yes. Not connected to any ship. What are you talking about? Lies and slander. I'm also stuck. Oh no, the game was deciding what to do with its life. Nothing broke, so that's good. Okay, so that was my issue. I did not realize that. So because I just disconnected it, this was still a station. And it didn't want to connect with another station? That's weird. I thought it would. But I guess not. Or something else I missed. This poor leg. Alright, well, thank you. You were actually quite useful. But I don't need you here anymore, so... I know. Don't look behind me. I know I could have just, like, you know, joined the two station grids together and that would have restored power, you know. I could have done that anywhere. I could have done it over here. It's a station. I could have just connected them together so they're attached. Why didn't I just do that? Why? It's so obvious now. It's so obvious. Sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. For some reason I kind of thought it was a ship, even though it wasn't moving and drifting off into outer space. Where it's already in space. We're pretty out there already. Anyway, back to the episode. Don't look behind me. Can't you back up? Back up. Back up. Oh, are you not a ship? You're not a ship. Convert to ship. Right. Technicality. I mean, not really a technicality. It's common sense. Why are you so slow? Your batteries. There we go. Whoop. Alright, so today I think we're going to work on the platform here a bit. And I think I had something I want to talk about. I don't remember what, though. My brain, it does not work very well all the time. Anytime. Alright, let's see if this thing works, though. Maybe it'll work better than the brain. So yes, this is available on the workshop. I've also updated some other blueprints on the workshop. Or added new ones, because I'm finding it difficult to update blueprints I made in survival. I thought I figured it out, but it didn't work. So I thought we could just rename it, like look at it, hit Control B, get a new blueprint, and then rename that one so it overrid the old one. And then if I republished it, it would replace the one that was previously published, but it doesn't. It just makes a new one. So I'd uploaded a newer one of Molar, and then I quickly had to delete it because I uploaded another one of Molar when I changed a few things and wasn't able to update that one. So I think I might have figured that out, or how I can do it. And it's going to involve... Okay, so let's go here, try to talk and work. So I basically have to do it in creative, I think, unless you guys know of a better way. But what I've kind of decided... Oops, no. I want to go the other way. Brain, no work. What I kind of decided was it's best to... What am I saying? Okay, so no, the way I figured it out. So if I convert my world to creative and basically enable the copy-paste feature, so then I have to copy that ship, and then you have to use kind of the replace blueprint with the pasted version. But you can't do that in survival, so I have to do it in creative. But I don't just convert this world because it's very dangerous to convert a survival world to creative if you have stuff that can move things around automatically. Because if you change it to creative, it loses its volume capacity. So what that means is, say we have a sorter that can put stuff in here, but it exceeded the volume, so it put 126,000 in here, and the sorter was trying to do that. As soon as we load the world in creative, right, it could do that, so it could exceed that limit, because now there isn't one. But then when you convert it back to survival, it truncates the volume of the cargo back to this value. But it does it in a buggy way. If you only have one item in here that has taken up all that, it deletes this entire stack of items. If you had just, like, this item that was taking it up, like, filling up to the limit, like in this case, if we added more of those or whatever to increase the limit there, it would just delete the construction components and the iron plates would still be there. So you can lose inventory items basically if you're not careful. So like connectors that are set to pull all on your miner could pull in an obscene amount of ores, and then when you convert it to survival again, it would delete them all. So that's kind of bad, and we don't want that to happen. Did we get enough steel plates and everything? Yeah, looks like everything's filled. Excellent. Boop. Let me out, please. This seems to be working. The only thing I also changed is I got rid of the grinders for now. I'll put them back in later, but for now they're gone. So you can see in my hotbar that we got those 4 squares of where the rotors and the grinders used to be. So I'll figure out a new way to do that. But I figured I didn't really need those for the blueprint, probably. Thank you. Alright, he's okay. I didn't even, like, turn off his dampeners. That's why he's, like, probably broke, but I just wanted to test how stable the landing gear could be if they would work under like extreme things like that while his dampeners are on and fighting it all. I just wanted to see what would happen, and it was terrible. So yes, as I said, Tortwing's been updated. Chip was up, or I don't know if Chip needed an update, but he's on there, the newer version of him. And then Molar in his current form. I can't remember if he's got his sensors set exactly how they are right now. Like if I tweak those little issues I just brought up at the beginning of the episode. But, yeah, I think he's mostly updated. And if he doesn't have that, he'll get it the next time I update him. If I make any more, once we make some more changes to him. And I want to, like, move his computer block so it's not on his exterior or stuff like that. I still want to try shortening him, I think, if I can. I think there's still... I don't know if there is enough gap to do that. We would have to get rid of the large cargo, which is acting like a buffer, so we might not want to get rid of the large cargo after all. So we'll have to see. I'll think about that some more. So we were talking about building the crane. And I like that idea, but I like I Eat Pony's idea better. Well, her idea is to build, if I'm understanding your idea correctly, I could be not. But maybe we should build like a smaller crane first. Let's not build this giant thing right off the bat, which is probably going to fail miserably. Maybe we could build a little tiny one. Or not a really small one, but just a smaller version, or with the same concept. And it might be actually nice to have around. That could be a our medium to large ship blueprint maker. So like how this thing can build small ships, that could be used to build larger ships, such as Skimmer and stuff. And if we ever have to repair Skimmer or build a new one, we can do that via this crane thing. So that might be fun. Someone else posted a link to someone's channel that kind of goes over some of the ins and outs of Space Engineers. A good channel. I think Wasted something. I'll put it in the description. He's worth checking out. He's got a nice soothing voice. But yeah. So this mainly talked about some of the tricks and with the pistons. And I was thinking actually originally of having like 4 pistons, one on each corner, be the crane. And he was basically going over how 4 pistons are very stable, so it looks like that might be a good way of doing it after all. So I have some ideas and thoughts on how to do that part to give it some up and down movement. And then, yeah, so I'm not sure exactly what it will all be like, but the reason we're doing this space over here is because I figured this is where we could do it, or this is where we could build it. And we might relocate it, so it might not stay here, but it could be like the repair bay, which we can disconnect and relocate if need be. Just have to convert it to a ship first, you idiot. So yeah, sorry if you guys knew that. I know how frustrating it can be when you know the solution, but the person you're watching does not. Maybe I cut it out. Maybe you never even saw it. Ha! Suck it. So yeah, so I'd like to take that idea. I'd like to make a four-pronged crane, and I want it to be kind of like a construction crane of sorts, or operate in such manners. So I want there to be a place up there for us to sit and operate the crane manually if we want to. I would like to maybe get some automation in and stuff like that, but that would probably be that'll be later stages if we can do it. So for now, I'd like to get it to a manual where we could manually rotate it around and raise it to get at wherever we want. And hopefully we can set it up in a manner that's not too cumbersome to control via buttons or something, or a remote control block with a toolbar layout of different things. We'll have to see. Or a program block, a program to do it, maybe. Who knows? But if you have any other ideas on how to do the crane, let me know. But the general idea will be, okay, so we have this guy over here, and this side, so we'll use this diagonal space over here for the crane. So I'm probably just going to extend this out a bit more, and maybe back here a bit. And then maybe the crane should be located maybe in this corner, like this edge, so that it can kind of, it'll operate within this 90-degree range. So like, could we envision a few more blocks? So we imagine these being the pistons, or however I do it. I don't know if I'll space them exactly like that, or if I'll try to space them out a bit further. So we could do like that. So that'd be the posts, right? But they'd be made of pistons. And I was also wondering if we should try to do something else. So we need to have the conveyor line get up there. Why can't I find things when I'm recording? Screw it. Sorry. Yeah, we need a conveyor line to come up, right? We could do that within the pistons, I guess. But I was also thinking we could do something else that would allow more compression. So, I mean, we could stack pistons. And I don't know how stable it gets once you start doing this and have them all chained together. We might want to space them and have blocks. But if we're using the conveyor system, we'll probably want a conveyor block. So we could put a conveyor block there, which I don't have the thing for. So let's imagine that is that. And then we put another piston on top. So they're able to talk to each other. And then we merge these guys together so that they're fixed across the gap. I was like, why can't I do it? Because that's a separate grid. So yeah, and then we'd merge these together. So they'd be connected every, basically between every piston section. So we could have, and we'd only really need one piston to have a conveyor. The rest wouldn't. So we could do that. Or I was thinking of trying to allow more than that kind of compression. Like have it kind of overhang almost. And come back down. Maybe not like this, but this is exaggerated. And then it extends again, kind of thing, and then it goes back the other way somehow, and like down again if it can to its lower state, which is actually the same height as that. So yeah, I don't know exactly how it would work, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. If you, I mean, similar to how we did this in a sense, right? How it kind of snakes around, but obviously that's snaked around for the conveyor. If we didn't need the conveyor, this guy could attach directly to him, and then we could do it all again. So I don't know. I'm just trying to think, getting the best bang, I guess, for your buck, like having the shortest distance, but also being able to extend the highest. What's the configuration of pistons that we could do to make that work, and what would look good too? I don't want it to look terrible, even if it provides more range. But yeah, if we just rely on pistons, we end up with that minimal distance, I guess, that we can bring the crane down, which will basically be based off however high we want to be able to bring it. So, I mean, this guy probably doesn't need to be that high. Skimmer himself, I mean, he's tall. I think Skimmer's about this high, maybe lower. But we want it to be a bit versatile as well. But anyway, yeah, so we could try that. And then have at the top would be the rotor, advanced rotor, to allow the parts to go through. And the whole upper section is where we would sit and be able to pan around. We could even use a remote control block to move maybe this way and that way, and just use a gyro to perform that rotation instead of the actual rotor. And then lowering stuff down, so we'll probably have an arm, right? An arm that can extend out this way to reach, but it also needs to be able to come back. So we'll achieve that probably by having it snake forward and then back over itself, so that it can extend pretty far, but it can also retract. So we want it to be able to reach, like there'll be a dead zone probably where it won't be able to reach, like from here over that way. But maybe we want it to be able to reach from here all the way over to here or something. So we should try to make that work. And this can be basically a building bay for new ships, or maybe more specifically over here probably. There'll be more room. That'll probably be more limited. So I like that. Yeah, so then we need pistons pushing out, and then we need something coming down. I don't know how we want to do that. If we want to do like I was showing way back when, and just have a line of welders that come down and can weld like a whole plane at the same time, or if we just want a single welder to come down and weld like a block by block kind of deal. So it'll weld a block, move over, weld a block, weld a block, weld a block, weld a block, and then we pan it over a bit or rotate a bit. Of course, because it's on a rotor, it won't move specifically in line. It'll kind of move at a diagonal. So that might cause issues, or we have to compensate for that. And then we move up to the next level, so we kind of print them out like a 3D printer almost. from one layer at a time, one block at a time, bottom up. Alright, I think I've just gone on to yak mode. Now we have to put these steel plates in, and that will hopefully improve performance when they are done. Now that's going to take some time, guys, and I still want to expand a little further. And I don't really have too much time, recording this a little bit late, so I don't really have time to do any off-camera work, and still be able to get this thing edited and uploaded before sleep must happen. So take it easy, guys, and we'll leave it here. So yeah, if you've been waiting for some updated blueprints, check out the link in the description to my Steam workshop, and you can also get the repair bay if you want to check it out and look at it more closely. Alright, everybody, we will see you in the next episode. It's really hard to control them like this. Okay.